Okay, global sporting events are cancelling like dominoes because of the coronavirus. Be it sports leagues or individual like one-off events like World Championships, they are cancelling them, postponing them, rearranging them. NBA suspending the rest of the season. We don't know how indefinitely. NHL following suit. The Pro 14, Rugby Union. Italian, Spanish, German football is basically shutting down. French football and French rugby has already been played behind closed doors. They won't be far behind. European ice hockey is in shutdown. Australian F1 Grand Prix not going ahead now because a member of the McLaren team tested positive. We know that 3 Leicester City players have tested positive, which basically means the Premier League, I don't know how they can go ahead with fixtures this weekend. I really don't. We've seen a whole host of Europa League and Champions League games cancelled, postponed indefinitely. We don't know when those fixtures will be played, which then will impact Euro 2020, the Olympics, because they both have football tournaments in there. The Olympics has a football tournament. Euro 2020 is a football tournament, obviously. The World Championship Ice Hockey Men's in Switzerland, probably going to be suspended, cancelled, rearranged. The J League in Japan has been shut down. This is a bit more than just regionally in China. This has gone global very, very quickly. What worries me is all these decisions are very reactionary, not proactionary. I think when the first cases were reported outside of China, bang, they should have brought in these measures to reduce public gatherings and health measures in sooner. If that meant suspending leagues and shortening seasons and rearranging events, they should have done it in January, not March, April. Because there are going to be events in April that get cancelled. We know, like the Grand National, for example, at Aintree, horse racing, if you follow horse racing, that's probably not going to take place now. I'm surprised Britain, where I live, sport is still going ahead for the most part, apart from in Northern Ireland. I'm surprised they haven't cancelled events. Really surprised. But with 3 Leicester City players testing positive and the Pro 14 shutting down, I can see other sports like ice hockey, football, rugby union, rugby league completely following suit. Because we've always seen the individual games postponed. I can see the Super League shutting down, which is very, very reliant on ticket revenue. So that's going to have a massive impact on rugby league. Rugby union finishing the season early. The Six Nations has been decimated the last couple of weeks. But football is going to have to shut down. Biggest sport in this country. In Australia, big fan of the NRL. The season's meant to start this weekend. If the Melbourne Grand Prix has been cancelled, surely the NRL has to delay the start of the season by a few weeks. They have to. They have a team in Melbourne, in the Melbourne Storm. They would have to. The AFL likewise. There's a lot of teams in the state of Victoria. They would have to. If there has been a case reported in the state of Victoria, in Melbourne, which is in the F1 paddock, they would surely have to delay the start of the NRL and AFL seasons. It would be logical sense. So we'll wait and see what the NRL and AFL do. As far as I know, those leagues are going to continue with fixturing as is. But if sports around the world are shutting down, we don't know what Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball and Major League Rugby are going to do. Now, Major League Rugby's season's already started. They're into like week 5. The MLS is meant to start this weekend. Major League Baseball is going to start in a couple of weeks. We just don't know. But right now, sporting events are falling like dominoes, be it one-off or organised leagues and tour events like tennis and golf. They are falling like dominoes. And it's a matter of time before there's a complete shutdown for, I would say, at least a month. That would be my logical solution, would be to shut down for the month. They should have done this in January, when the first cases were being reported outside of China, taking proactive measures, not reactive measures. And unfortunately, what we're seeing here is very reactionary by governments, sporting bodies, and individual leagues and teams. Very reactionary. This should have been done from the beginning. They should have gone, right, okay, we're going to just have a shutdown, isolate the squads, isolate the players, stay at home. The fans, yes, they're going to want to be reimbursed for their season tickets or the tickets they purchased for events that are now not taking place. But public health is more important than a couple £100 or a few $100 or euros or whatever you paid, because this is serious. It is killing people. Now, the numbers at the moment aren't massive, but I'm going to say this now. The Spanish flu killed 20 million people in 6 months. In 6 months, the Spanish flu in 1920, 1919, 1920 killed more people than the First World War. The First World War was fought over 4 years by tens of millions of men and women who were killing each other continuously throughout killed less people than the Spanish flu epidemic that followed shortly after the armistice in 1919. In 6 months, 20 million people died. We're not at that level yet because the right measures are taking place, but they're very reactionary, and things will only get worse before they get better. Hopefully, we see a peak and a drop off very, very quickly. The Chinese are reporting this, but look at Italy, look at Germany, look at the UK. We're having a massive rise in cases and deaths, and America and Canada. This is not just a Chinese problem anymore. This is a global problem, and sport is paying the price. And some sports may struggle financially in the coming year or two. But I think this is the logical conclusion. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below. Should professional sport have done this sooner? As a proactive, prepared measure? Are they being too reactive right now? Is it too little, too late? I want to hear your opinions. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.